River Maria Urke has the heart of a poet and the eyes of an artist. She lives in Stillwater with her teenage daughter, Willow. River's poetic writings and artistic touches reflect her Ojibwe and Celtic heritages, along with ponderings being a 40-something American mother. She is the author of 2 poetry chapbooks and a nonfiction work. She has been published a handful of times in online publications and is a contributor to 2 anthologies. River won the 2013 Made Here Poetry Contest in Minneapolis and is currently working on her first full-length poetry book, Spirit Songs. River is a member of the Mulberry Street Poets in Stillwater and the TGI Fry Bread Poetry Group in Minneapolis. Please welcome River.
Is your phone up here?
Oh, I just have just a timer for reference.
Oh, okay.
So. There's no buzzers or
So, the first couple poems are from my book, my upcoming book, Spirit Songs, which I finished. It's a manuscript and I have to get it published. But the first one also is the one that's in the almanac, which is a little different. I'm going to be reading it than how it was printed, but I suppose I should talk into this.
I'll just print it.
Okay. It's called Boxes of Blood. We are colorblinded by race and obsessed with sex. A society of half-truths where people skim by, indifferent to the divides placed categorizing them in groups, averaged out on paper. We follow the order as the instructions say and check the box that applies to us. There are boxes with color and labels of culture, but no American box for the multiracial. No box for my blood, a mix of races and cultures. No box for my heart's first choice. But still, check a box. The label you were marked at birth. I check white, but sometimes not. Next one is Mainga Nakan. That is Brother Wolf. Howling in a chorus of song from on top of Indian mound, he scans the cities below. A single tear appears as a cool mist spreads its wings across the valley. His broken heart bleeds while his relatives fall. Invisible by guilt. These are all in Spirit Songs. Children grow up to stories about the Wild West and the fighting Sioux of the plains. They watch John Smith win Pocahontas, Disney style. People see images of an Indian straight off the back of mainstream, believing the stereotypes and fueling the hate. Never seeing the Indian today, never learning the truth or acknowledging the past. It is easy to turn away and believe the Indian is dead, deeming people invisible. When here we are, standing in line behind you, in a hue of colors and tribal differences. We are people just like you, surviving the daily grind in an ever-changing world. This next one isn't actually a book I published. One of the ones, it's called Stumbled and Standing. It's essays and poetry about MS, and that's just one that I have. It's called A Canvas of Music. On the floor, I stand motionless, soaking in the rhythms, absorbing the beats, feeling the music from within. My hips are first to move to the rhythmic muse pulsing through my body. My legs are next with steps that match the sway to my hips. My back and shoulders respond with a lift and a twist, Following suit, my arms stay aflow at the tempo. My body a canvas of music dancing across the floor. Movements of unison, steps a beat, a slow shake of the hip, a shoulder curls an arm, carve the rhythms in the air. My body a canvas of music. The music, my muse, dancing across life's stage. When suddenly I realized it was all a dream. I'd like to do a new edition. It's been years since I published this, and because I'm still writing poetry about MS. It's a lifetime fight. So this is one that I'd like to have in a new edition. It's called Sway. I remember the way I moved through city streets, a swish to the right, a sway to the left. I would walk for miles, lost in dazzled youth, among a million thoughts weaving the streets with sway. I never thought about my steps or where I was going. I should have bottled up my sway and saved a little for later. Now, after spirit songs, I'm just constantly always doing things. I have the beginnings of another, it would be my second book, and it'll be called Ponderings of an Unconventional Mind. And the last two are from that. And this one's called SS Review. Have any of you ever been to the Social Security building? Yeah, you'll understand. It sounds like I'm talking about a boat, but Monday morning begins in a daze of numbers along the back streets of downtown St. Paul. Buildings stand 5 stories high, all weathered to gray and blended together as one meets another, matching the numbers scribbled across her wrist. A building of federal law, unmarked, in a bond of 70s style, faded off-white walls, stains of old smoke and people gone mad, waiting in line to wait for their turn to spin truths on papers of proof. She steps onto the floor where the line ends and walks past in a whitewashed haze, waiting to hear her name called from those that decide tomorrow's steps. That was the strangest place. And I will tell you that it was the most, handicapped. I mean, it was not accessible whatsoever. I was like, isn't there a bunch of elderly that come here? I mean, you know, it made no sense. Then I found out afterwards it was unmarked because of, being bombed or something. I don't know. It was weird. It was like the Twilight Zone. Now this last one I changed a little up when I had my last birthday. It's called Ponderings at 40. Naked, I stand before you all, as a new day rises amidst shadows and colors of dawn, on a quest of love and growth, a path of pebbles and stone. I sing my song upon a gift to belong. Let's dance the morning in, with a quick step. I move between rolls and coffee breaks, taxi and disabled days, transfixed in a world of words, wondering how I got here, where I stand, 40 with a cane in one hand, searching for me again, as I watch my child turn teen. Amazed at who she's becoming, growing to be, I remember when it was me and how hard it is to grow up. Now I sit crossing roads well-traveled as I ride my second wave. I wind down the path of life, skipping stones and weaving the stories of my days. I have more, but I'll skip that one. Online, I have a personal website. It's www.rivermaria.com, and this can be found on Amazon, any of my books. So thank you very much.